I carried a secret for years. Not because I wanted to, but because I didn't know how to let it go. And the hardest part is, no one knew. My name is Aneka, and this is the story of the truth I hid behind my smile. People see me and think I am strong. They think I am calm, composed, unshakable. They look at me and say, "You don't look like someone who goes through anything." But strength has nothing to do with what people see. Sometimes the people who look the strongest are the ones breaking the most on the inside. My secret started quietly. There was no big event, no dramatic moment. Just a slow, steady feeling that something inside me was changing. At first, I ignored it. I kept moving as if everything was fine. I thought it was just stress, tiredness, the normal weight of life. But with time, the feeling grew heavier. It felt like waking up every day with a stone in my chest, like carrying a load no one could see, but that followed me everywhere. I smiled through it, I worked through it, I laughed through it. But every night, when I was alone, the truth I was hiding returned to me. I was hurting, and the person I lived with had no idea. The home that once felt warm began to feel like a place I didn't recognize. The person I once trusted became emotionally distant. Conversations became shorter. Touch became colder. And silence? Silence became the loudest thing in the room. But I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell my family because I didn't want to worry them. I didn't tell my friends because I didn't want them to think I had failed. I didn't tell him because I didn't want to hear, "You're overreacting." So I kept my secret. I kept it when I cooked. I kept it when I cleaned. I kept it when I sat at the table eating in silence. I even kept it when I went out, smiling like nothing was wrong. But secrets have a way of showing themselves in the quietest moments. Sometimes at night, I would sit on the edge of my bed and wonder how my life changed without me noticing. How I went from being full of light to being full of questions. How I went from talking freely to choosing silence just to avoid being dismissed. The secret I carried was not something dramatic. It was something simple, but painful. I was lonely in a place I shouldn't have been. Lonely in my own home. Lonely beside someone who barely saw me. Lonely while pretending everything was fine. Loneliness is a strange kind of pain. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It creeps into your chest slowly until you forget what true happiness feels like. One night, everything changed. And it wasn't because of a fight. We didn't argue. No one raised their voice. It was the silence that changed me. We were in the same room, yet it felt like we were miles apart. I said something simple, just trying to start a conversation. He didn't respond. Not even a glance, as if I wasn't there. In that moment, I realized that my heart was tired. Tired of reaching, tired of hoping, tired of pretending. That night, I sat on the floor of my bedroom and cried in a way I hadn't cried in years. Not because of him, but because of me. Because I had abandoned myself. Because I had silenced my own needs. Because I had accepted emotional distance as something normal. It wasn't normal. It wasn't right, and it wasn't fair. The next morning, I woke up with swollen eyes, but a different mind. I didn't confront him, I didn't shout, I didn't accuse. I simply decided to stop hiding from myself. I admitted that I was hurting. I admitted that I needed to heal. I admitted that I couldn't continue living in a place where my heart was invisible. That day was the first time I chose myself. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly. I began doing small things for myself. I began taking walks. I began journaling. I began reconnecting with parts of me that I had abandoned for too long. I didn't tell anyone my secret. I didn't need to. I was finally acknowledging it myself. Little by little, I started feeling lighter. Not because the situation changed. It didn't. But because I changed. I stopped carrying the secret like a shame. I started carrying it like a truth. A truth that reminded me that I deserved love. I deserved peace. I deserved to feel seen and valued. I deserved to feel alive. Healing didn't happen overnight. It came slowly, with small steps, with quiet decisions, with gentle honesty. And one day, I woke up and realized that the secret I carried no longer controlled me. I no longer feared it. I no longer hid from it. I no longer felt crushed by it. I set myself free the moment I stopped pretending that I was okay. The biggest secret I carried for too long was not about anyone else. It was about me. I was hurting, but I didn't want to admit it. Today, I know better. Today, I choose myself. Today, I choose truth. Today, I choose healing. And if you are listening to me right now, maybe you are carrying something too. Something heavy. Something silent. Something only you understand. Let this story remind you of one thing. You don't have to keep your pain a secret. You don't have to be strong alone. You deserve softness, honesty, and peace. You deserve to heal. This is the secret I carried for too long.